Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Krashy, and today we are diving into the FNCS Solo Finals Day 2 with NRG Zayt, who actually found himself in 9th place in Day 2, as well as 9th place overall. So pretty dominating performance for him, and just really smart games, really smart play. You guys know and love NRG Zayt. I mean, really kind of like one of the best players in NAEs consistently. And showing that here in solo. So we're gonna go on ahead and jump into a VOD review that I did live over at twitch.tv/Krashy. Definitely check that out in the description below if you want to come hang out or interact with us sometime. But yeah, so let's go ahead and jump into it.
Landing sweaty per the usual, has one other player directly contesting him, and that's going to be God Pump, who I forget who that is. Saf, I think. So Zayt, wait, how did he get over here? I was not paying attention. Looked like he wanted to land at the big building, but I guess he just felt like he didn't need to, so just landing over at the little boardwalk shop. I don't know what to call this. Don't really have a call out for this place because I literally never come over here. Zayt and Saf splitting a POI? Oh my god, a bunch of cheaters sitting in call together. How ridiculous. We knew he had women in his call, I just didn't know he had 3. Thought he only had 2. I'm kidding, Saf, just in case I ever get super popular and you watch this. It's a joke. I love you. I respect your work. Wait a minute. Did Agers just die to a henchman? Okay, buddy. Okay, buddy. All right, Agers. Agers is acting up, boys. Agers is absolutely acting all the way up. All right, but let's watch this, right? Landing out here, he gets to fish. He gets to fish early. He gets to just hang out, vibe out, doesn't have to worry about anybody. The fact that there's only 2 people at Sweaty is kind of crazy. You're not going to pick up that pump? Oh, he sees the tank. Okay, I didn't actually see it. I wasn't looking. Let's see how he loots this. I can edit all this down, so I'm not really worried. I can edit all of this down. Dude, why is the game so loud in this mode? All right, so just like safely looting. See some of the ways that they choose to loot. It's always nice to watch how people loot. I don't really think I'm gonna speed through this one too much. I'm really curious about how to loot Sweaty. I don't ever come to Sweaty. What is up, a free slurp fish? Drops the harpoon. I mean, yeah, he's got a pretty good situation on his own. Just the sand chest. There's so much loot at this place. It's crazy. Gets a little upgrade. He's just kind of chilling. Keeps his eyes open, Keeps his eyes open. Really looking forward to watching them trade tags. Just gotta grab your minis. Yeah. I just can't believe that Zayt and Saf get this location for free, man. It's wild. They get this whole place for free. And let's be real. I mean, I'm not saying this is collusion, but it would take some really interesting circumstances for them to fight each other. I mean, be honest about it, right? They know they land here. They know they land here. It would take some really, really interesting circumstances for them to fight each other. Because you can know with 100% certainty that they do not want to fight each other here. So Saf gets a really healthy amount of loot for free. Doesn't even need the big pot. Unless he finds like 2 more. We'll probably just keep the slurp fish. And again, it's all about like I'm right now what I'm doing is I'm assessing how a pro player loots through this location. That's what I want to see. He's got fine loot, right? It's obviously not the best, but he's got good materials. He's getting all these chests. Well, let's peek right over here. Still just that one player out on the edge. Kind of look at that first zone that we can take a look at. So, he is definitely up on that northern side, gonna have to make his way in. Yo, Burr, don't invite me, please. Do not invite me. No reason to fight, no reason? Exactly, yeah, exactly. So, he knows he gets this whole side for free. And one time was the minimum seed I said I should get. I wouldn't buy anything, right in like this day and age, I wouldn't buy anything under 32 megahertz. 16 gigs minimum, 3200 megahertz. So he's just in the pursuit of some better loot, man. And again, I can cut most of this out. I don't even need this. I'm watching for me. He's had multiple options to get some harpoons. Let's see how he loots this. What does he choose to do? Because at this point, he's encroaching where some of this stuff has already been looted. That's 2 big pots, but I don't think he takes it. Making sure nobody's here. He's actually coming out to the edge. I'm really curious. I don't think I've ever VOD reviewed Zayt for content. It'll be interesting to see some of the patterns. And this makes me wonder why there wasn't maybe... Oh, players rotating in. Who is this? It makes me wonder why Saf doesn't loot some of this stuff here. 3,200, 3,000. I mean, it's just faster, right? It's not a huge difference. Oh, this is actually Arab. It's actually Arab. I actually think I've watched this fight. I'm pretty sure he kills him here, but we're gonna see how this fight breaks, right? But Arab's looking for tags. He had to have seen him, right? He just turned. He 50. Yeah, he sees him for sure, right? No, I guess he doesn't see him. Just getting some tags. Let's see how vindictive this turns. Because, like, even that one tag may not be fully enough to go for a full-on fight, especially out here on the edge of the zone. But we'll see. See how vindictive this becomes. And we'll see how they decide to take it, because Arab's put himself in a position to have full shield and have a slight height advantage. You have to assume he has mats, and he has a health advantage now. Not that Zayt can't get himself up to full, because he probably will. Maybe looking to get him to expose himself for some shots. How do they take this fight? Why do they take this fight? Looking for him to shoot it out, maybe? Try to bait the break. Y'all are locked up here, boys. What do y'all do? What do y'all do? He's gonna go ahead and eat that fish, which to me says he really wants this fight. But he backs off. A couple big pots he can go back for. Again, they don't have to take this fight. I think from a professional perspective, like, this is like them gauging how dumb the other player is, right? Like, hear me out. Both of them have no reason not to shoot at each other. There's not a reason to not shoot, but they're both smart enough, and they both have the game sense and the awareness enough to know that they don't have to fight. There's a difference. There's a big, big difference here. This is like a little bit of mutual respect at the expense of time, because you do see that there's another player like in this area still. Again, he knows there's 50 pot in here somewhere, right? Didn't he walk past the 50 pot? Even I already don't remember. Oh, look at that launch pad on the ground, bro. How you can't make this up? Can't make that up, boys. But he had 2 50 pots. I think one was at the main building. I mean, at very least he could take a harpoon, right? There's nothing wrong with taking a harpoon. I think he's looking for the 50 pots, I'm not gonna lie. And then he's gonna do a pump upgrade, I think. Okay. He's just gonna send it. Let's watch this game, man. I'm really interested in this game. I'm very, very interested in this one. So we know he has some tags. His mats are not great now, and he's still at his POI with first zone closing. What is he looking for? What are you looking at? He's going back for the SMG, the blue SMG. Got it. I thought he would take the big pots, going for the SMG. I definitely respect that, especially with 500 rounds. Hell, I'd take the gray SMG if I had to with 500 rounds, bro. I would take the gray SMG. Okay, so let's peek this map here for a second. Don't think anything's gonna happen. Arab's still just hanging out on the edge of the zone, and this is not a bad zone. You have to assume that maybe he's peeking right now. What's his goal here? Is his goal to hold this player out? He knows someone's here? Can you hear that? Oh, he can hear that. That for sure he can hear. Arab's a storm tanker, but Zayt is hunting, right? Hunting for this kill. This is interesting. Zayt is playing this much different than I expected. Let's see. I mean, he knows he's tanking. He 100% knows that he's tanking. Which means that the likelihood that he gets the kill is better because he knows it. From Arab's perspective, he's just farming, right? Like there's no risk. He probably assumes no one would do this. That's the thing, right? Arab has to be assuming that no one would be doing this right now. Let me move my mouse because that's really obnoxious if I leave it in the video. Look at this, bro. Just gonna finish this up. It's too simple, man. That's unfortunate, right? That's unfortunate. Finds himself a free scar. Is that a minigun? What was that? Oh, it was the bandage. Oh, no, it's attack. Okay. He's gonna keep the big pump, right? Unless he drops the SMG. Interesting. Why'd he do that? Why'd he do that? Alright, so he's chilling. Again, let's take a look. It's got a good ways to go, man. For that one kill, I wonder how he makes that decision. Because again, this VOD review right here is definitely changing the way I think about things a bit. Alright, so he's coming in. All of these players are probably looking at him, but he's honestly like just pre-firing the bush, which I mean it helps, right? Just in case you may grab some info. You gotta know these players are looking at him, though. I mean, why wouldn't they? How does he get in here? He's using it as information, right? Do I remember this? Look at that. Even just I mean, he has the ammo, right? So pre-firing the bush is just like decent. I'm surprised he didn't get sprayed at right there. These players respect him enough to just let him waltz on in. Look at that. Even still, just pre-firing the bush. Play's just kind of watching him. Using the shotgun, which has a nice spread to it. All right, Nickel. We'll see you in a bit. So he's in, right? I mean, he's in and he's keeping it minimal, right? Like that's the cool part. Like why waste up a bunch of mats? Oh, the zone RNG, bro. Let's go ahead and come in here. All right, so Zayt rotating around, spends half his wood to get in here, bro. Like, but he fakes, bro. He fakes for it. So use calc, cheater neon, free tags right here, bro. Free tags. It doesn't have to be a full send, but it's free damage, right? And that's a nice little tactic for tags, right? Nice little fake rotate for tag. He sees him. He's got to see that, right? Checking for neon. Zayt's a little more like, I don't know if I want to call him aggressive. Waits for the nice shots. Waits for the shots that he knows he can hit in the water. Again, he doesn't have to send here. I wonder when he leaves, right? Because he's like delaying his... Okay. Listen to the patience. He's waiting for this guy to like maybe make a mistake. Rotate behind him. Again, this doesn't have to turn into a fight. None of them want it to turn into a fight. None of them want it to turn into a fight here. He's just gonna rotate behind neon. It's honestly kind of crazy, right? It's kind of crazy, right? Because like if you let the people rotate past you, if you have the situation where you can let them rotate past you, then you kind of have a clear rotate from your back, right? But that means you're rotating into other players. You're also just always on edge, which is like not that terrible, especially if you have decent zones. And all he's done is expended his wood, which, I mean, it's wood, guys. Like not a big deal. scary bush play, but nobody's sitting in that. Tilt above him. That's tilt above him. He's just gonna alpha this drop, bro. No way. That's annoying, right? Waste of mats.
Krashy stream.
Yo, Chaz, thanks for the follow, bro. That's annoying, but he's still gonna alpha up on this unless people just like cook him for doing it, right? I've ever told you guys how annoying it is to me that the drops don't land in the perfect middle of a grid space. It's super annoying to me. I've always thought that was dumb. Just in case. He spends a lot of mats, bro. He really does use a lot of mats. Looking for some info or something? Interesting. Love the support. I appreciate you, Chaz. Keep killing it, man. Keep killing it, bro. All right, so he's spraying a little bit here. You see he's got a little bit further ways to go to get to that fourth. The fourth is up, and he's just making sure he has some good information, but honestly, he can just go. This is actually free. Unless Crims turns around and shoots at him, or anybody here holds, which he could. Don't get me wrong, he does have some shields, so he's kind of wiggling around. Oh, thank God. Can you imagine? Wrist. He finds his way in, bro. He's comfy. Again, he has spent a lot of mats. He has. I mean, it's just facts. See how he plays it. I mean, we're talking like Zayt has 2 launches, right? This is great. He just has so much ammo, man. What we're watching right here is like the culmination of like 1 kill plus a really strong POI. Yeah, facts, Chaz. At all costs, bro. Get yourself a spaz. Trying to get whatever damage he can get, right? Like, he doesn't have to turn it into a fight. It doesn't have to turn into anything more. He doesn't have to go up and box fight him unless he really damages a player. Now, this could get interesting. Exactly. Is this what we do here? That's it. Ooh. A little bit of lobby focus. Again, all this ammo means nothing. Trio cash cup's a thing, right? Oh my God, Tilt tries to psycho the box. That's a free kill, man. Nothing to even talk about there, right? Actually brings himself all the full metal refresh he needed. So thanks Tilt. Next season, yeah. Trio's cash cup will be next season. Yeah, brings him a full refresh. And again, he's got, now his mats are great, right? Because it's basically like he's found himself into this box only using brick, which is amazing. So even got some extra wood he can work with just to kind of expand out, you know, be a little less predictable. He's well above Storm Surge, so. And he gets half and half, boys. Oh my God. This is the game, right? Like, this is the game. No, so Mango, next season is solo FNCS, trio cash cups. Not gonna get height. We'll probably just play this little mid layer right here. What is this play? Does he want to take this over him? I think he wants to take this. Like when Storm starts moving, he's gonna go, you see that little metal ramp he made? He's gonna take height. I hate this so much. He wants height here. This is interesting. It. He takes it, willing to spend the mats for it. Then on the wood, shell on the height. So Zayt, 2 launch pads, half and half of the height. Amazing mats. Amazing. Was that aim hacks? Oh my god. Thank goodness, not at him, right? And Zayt, bro. The Zayt classic right here, boys. A little bit of lobby focus now. Crim's not happy about losing height, so he takes it back. He takes it back, boys. This is called measuring peens with your mat count. How many mats are you willing to spend to keep height? What this is all about. But Zayt's chilling. He only needs to make that play once. He has a launch. Everybody is super far from the moving zone. You start to hear the launches. Yes, focus the edge. Focus the edge. Knight is gonna die. Knight goes down. Kill that launch, maybe? No, he's just gonna go on ahead and go himself. So takes a full high launch. Wouldn't be surprised if he lands on Unknown's metal right here. Yep. Get himself up on that layer change. Find himself a nice, comfortable layer. We'll move him out a little bit here. It's really important to note when they make the layer changes and why they make the layer changes. I have no idea what's going on now. Thank you, Fortnite. No idea what happened. I don't know if he changed layers. I don't know what. But doing like a real comfortable tarp here. Taking his time to move forward, though. Don't want to be too far forward. I feel like this has just been such a simple game. He's made some really interesting decisions, like hanging out on the edge. I'd love to see him make those same decisions when he doesn't get zoned. Sets up the short launch. No reason not to. This is the second launch now. Unknown, super lit. He might psycho the box or just take over the layer, right? Take over the high layer. And now he's chilling. And now we're getting to that point where it's like it's time to find a kill, right? Like, time to find a kill. He hears that rocket. Potentially might be his box fight here, right? No, I'm just gonna layer across from him. Didn't get cut down into the box from commandment. That's good. You see him doing these diagonal tunnels. But again, it's time for a kill. It's time. It has to happen. Whether you play floppers, and now you see the head hunting, right? Player jumps inside the box. Thank you. I needed your mats. I appreciate it. Let's see what he goes from. 6 builds up to 25 builds. That's a pretty great refresh. Loses his wall. He's gonna go. He's gonna run out in the storm. He knows he can get out of this, and he knows he has the floppers. Also, he's got some mats he can take height with. Oh, I remember this. He actually goes over the tree. So this is interesting, right? Because it's not like he has a ton of mats, but he's also just like straight chilling, and he's keeping it like as minimal as possible. I mean, at this point, there's only 5 players left alive. Like, Zayt is, he's so basic, if that makes sense. Like, it's not too flashy. He's not Booga in Endgame, you know, like triple, quadruple editing through everything. He just plays fundamentals. Like, Zayt is all about just playing the game at like the base fundamental level. You see him bring himself down. Now he literally has one more build. But he's playing the game on a like the fundamental play of this is just keeping yourself alive. And I actually remember this win. I know exactly what happens. He drops down to the low ground and he plays his last flopper here because he can't PG. He has nothing to do, but he's just knocking the guy down, trying to knock him down at all costs. And at this point, you can't go out, right? Like if you go out, you're just gonna get Tfue classicked over and over and over again until you die. He plays his one flopper and Nut decides to 50-50 it, and he just lands the perfect shot. And I just feel like this game is just fundamental Fortnite. Like, I feel like if I upload this, I always try to find a takeaway from the games that we watch, and the takeaway from this is just to play the game in the most basic version possible. Like, don't be a hero, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to do anything, but what you do have to do is you have to find. I feel like this game really lined up for Zayt, and he played it perfectly with what he had and what he was given and what came to him. But he found, like, literally Tilt jumped in his box, gave him the refresh he needed, and then the other controller player, I forget his name, I don't remember, jumped in his box, gave him the refresh he needed. He had 2 launch pads. He got half and half. The moving zone pulled behind him on the other side of where congestion was at. Like, this was a perfect game. It was literally the perfect game for Zayt to get.
Do you feel your bones start to shake? Do you feel the earth